The man behind the crown. They know the name. They know the legend. They know the man who walks into a room and makes everybody silent. But they don't know me. They've never seen me. When the doors close, they've never met the man behind the crown. I learned how to smile without meaning it, how to shake a hand while hiding a knife. I learned how to speak without saying too much, how to make fear look like respect in their eyes. They call me dangerous, they call me ruthless. They say there's nothing left inside my chest. Maybe they're right, because somewhere along the way I buried the man I used to be with the rest. I remember when my hands were empty, when I had nothing but a dream and a name. I thought if I became powerful enough, nobody would ever make me feel pain. So I built walls around my heart, turned every weakness into ammunition. I became everything the world feared, just to escape the man it had forgotten. Now every room goes quiet when I enter, every eye follows when I walk away. They think I finally became somebody they don't know what I had to throw away. I'm the man behind the crowd, the shadow nobody sees, a king surrounded by thousands, still begging for some peace. I'm the man behind the crown, the ghost beneath the gold. They fear the man I became, but they never knew the boy I sold. I have the power, I have the name, I have everything except who I was before the fame. There's a photograph inside my drawer, one I haven't looked at in years. Me standing beside the people I loved before ambition turned into fear. My brother had his arm around me, my mother was smiling beside the door. I remember thinking we'd be together forever. I didn't know forever could end so soon. Now the house is bigger than it ever was, but every hallway echoes when I walk. I can hear my footsteps in the marble, but there's nobody waiting when I knock. I own the city outside my window, but I can't buy back yesterday. I can make 100 men disappear, but I can't make one memory fade away. I'm the man behind the crown, the shadow nobody sees, a king surrounded by thousands, still begging for some peace. I'm the man behind the crown, the ghost beneath the gold. They fear the man I became, but they never knew the boy I sold. I have the power, I have the name, I have everything except who I was before the fame. She used to tell me I was different before the money changed my eyes. She could see the fear beneath my anger, could hear the truth behind my lies. She never cared about the empire, never cared about the men I controlled. She only wanted the man she loved before his heart became so cold. I told her I was doing this for us. She looked at me and said, no, you're doing this because you're afraid. I didn't understand it then, I understand it now. I was afraid of being powerless, afraid of being forgotten, afraid that if I stopped fighting, the world would finally see how broken I really was. If I could take the crown off, would anybody recognize me? If I stopped giving orders, would anybody stay? If I admitted I was tired, would they call me weak? Or would they finally see that I'm still human? I've spent years building an empire, brick by brick, name by name. Every enemy became a warning, every victory fit the flame. But power has a strange way of changing you. At first you hold the power, then one day the power holds you. You stop knowing who you can trust. You stop knowing who you can love. You start counting every friendship by what it might cost you when it ends. And eventually you realize you've become the prisoner of the kingdom you built. I'm the man behind the crown, and nobody knows my pain. They see the king standing tall, but they don't see him breaking in the rain. I'm the man behind the crown, still searching for the boy I knew. I conquered everything around me, but I couldn't conquer what I went through. I have the power, I have the name, I have the world calling me great. But if you ask me what I lost, I'll tell you everything. Tomorrow they'll call me king again. They'll bow when I enter, they'll fear when I speak. But tonight, the crown stays on the table. And for one moment, I'm not the boss, I'm not the legend, I'm not the man they're afraid of. I'm just the man behind the crown. No friends at the top. They told me the top was where I'd find freedom. They lied. The higher you climb, the fewer faces you recognize. And eventually, you look around the room and realize you're standing alone. I remember when we were brothers, sharing dreams beneath the streetlights. We had nothing but each other's backs. Swore we'd make it out alive. We promised we'd split every dollar. Promised we'd never turn our backs. Back then loyalty was everything. Now loyalty is something nobody has. I gave them houses, gave them money, put their families under my protection. I thought we built something together. I didn't know I was building my own execution. Because when you rise above the others, every hand reaching up isn't reaching to help. Some are reaching for the crown, some are reaching for your throat. There are no friends at the top, only faces wearing smiles. Everybody says they love you while they're counting what you have. There are no friends at the top, every promise has a price. You can sit above the whole world and still have nobody by your side. I climbed so high, I could see the city below. The colder it got. My closest man started acting different, stopped looking me directly in the eyes. He'd whisper when I entered the room, then swear there was nothing behind the lies. I knew something was coming, I just didn't know from where. So I started watching everybody, the driver, the guards, the accountant, even the man who poured my whiskey. Had to earn my trust again. That's what power does. It turns every friendship into an investigation. There are no friends at the top, only faces wearing smiles. Everybody says they love you while they're counting what you have. There are no friends at the top. Every promise has a price. You can sit above the whole world and still have nobody by your side. I climbed so high I could see the city below, but the higher I went, the colder it got. One night I found the letter hidden underneath his coat. My name was written on the first page, and beside it was a plan for my throne. I read every word in silence, every meeting, every payment, every lie. The betrayal wasn't coming, it had already begun. I looked at the man beside me, the one I trusted with my life. He looked at me and started crying, said he never wanted me to die. He said he only wanted freedom. I told him, so did I. I remember the first time I felt lonely. It wasn't when my enemies arrived, it was when my own people stopped telling me the truth. They told me what I wanted to hear, because fear had replaced respect. Every conversation became careful, every word became a calculated step. Nobody joked around me anymore, nobody challenged me, nobody told me I was wrong. And that's when I realized the king surrounded by yes men is more alone than a beggar in the street. I miss the days when somebody could look me in the eye and tell me I was wrong. I miss the days when a handshake meant something. I miss the days when I knew who my brothers were. Now everybody wants something, and I don't know who wants me. There are no friends at the top, only shadows in the hall. You can build the biggest kingdom and still have nobody. When you fall, there are no friends at the top. Every crown becomes a cage. You spend your whole life climbing just to realize you're standing on an empty stage. I climbed so high I could touch the sky, but when I looked around, there was nobody there. They still call me king, they still open every door, they still lower their voices when I walk through the room. But I've learned something nobody tells you about power. The people beneath you may fear you, the people beside you may betray you, and the people above you don't exist. So when you finally reach the top, look around carefully, because you might discover the hardest part of becoming king is having nobody left to call a friend. To call a friend. I used to dream of wearing the crown, never asking what it weighed. I thought power meant you'd never fall, never kneel, never be afraid. But every throne has a shadow, every king has something to lose, and every road that leads to the top leaves blood beneath your shoes. They called me ruthless, they called me cold. They never knew what it cost to become this man?
Till I realized winning was changing my face. I stopped trusting the ones who love me, start trusting the ones who fear me instead. I built an empire out of my anger and buried the boy I used to be. They said you're finally somebody now, but nobody asked me what I had to become. I gained the world in a matter of years, but lost the people I couldn't replace. This is the price of power, the price of wearing the crown. You can build yourself a kingdom, but you can't keep the ones you love around. This is the price of power. Every promise comes undone. You can have 1,000 soldiers and still die alone when the battle is won. I wanted the throne, I wanted the name, I wanted the whole world to remember my face. But nobody told me the higher you climb, the more of your soul you leave behind. I remember the first man who betrayed me. He called me brother before he pulled the knife. I remember staring into his eyes and realizing trust can cost you your life. So I hardened my heart like iron, put every emotion behind a locked door. I stopped believing in second chances because forgiveness had hurt me before. The streets started whispering my name, every corner knew who I was. Men lowered their voices when I entered, not because they loved me, cause they knew what I could become. I bought the buildings, I bought the cars, I bought the silence of men with expensive suits. But money can't buy back a mother, can't bring a dead friend home, can't make an empty chair disappear when you're sitting in your mansion alone. This is the price of power, the price of wearing the crown. You can build yourself a kingdom, but you can't keep the ones you love around. This is the price of power. Every promise comes undone. You can have 1,000 soldiers and still die alone when the battle is won. I wanted the throne, I wanted the name, I wanted the whole world to remember my face. But nobody told me the higher you climb, the more of your soul you leave behind. My closest friend became my enemy. My enemy became the man I feared. The people I trusted started disappearing, and somehow the end was always near. Every phone call sounded like a warning, every shadow looked like a gun, every handshake felt like a loaded weapon, every smile made me wonder who had come. I couldn't sleep without checking the doors, couldn't sit with my back to the room. I had everything a man could dream of, but I lived like death was coming soon. One night I looked in the mirror and barely recognized the eyes looking back. There was no fear, no love, no mercy, just a man carrying everything he lacked. I whispered, was this what I wanted? The room stayed silent, and for the first time in years, I didn't have an answer. Maybe I was wrong, maybe the crown was never meant to save me. Maybe the power was just another prison with golden walls. Maybe I won telling me you don't have to live this way. She saw the man beneath the reputation before the darkness swallowed his face. She asked me to leave it all behind me, leave the money, leave the streets, leave the throne. She said come with me before it's too late, but I told her this is the only life I've ever known. She walked away without another word, and I watched her disappear into the night. That was the last time I saw her, and somehow I knew she was right. 'Cause years later, when the empire was mine, I still remembered that doorway, I still remembered her eyes. And every million I made felt smaller than that moment. This is the price of power, price nobody tells you about. You can silence every enemy, but you can't silence the ghosts in your house. This is the price of power, the price of becoming a king. You know every road beneath you, but you can't control what tomorrow brings.
They say every king has a story, but nobody tells you how the story ends. They see the crown, they see the empire. They never see the bodies of the men who helped you get there. I didn't inherit a kingdom. I built one. And every stone was paid for in blood.
I came from a city where the nights were colder, where hunger taught you everything you need to know. I watched men with nothing become something, then watched the same streets take them below. My father told me never trust a promise. My mother told me don't become like them. But life has a way of breaking your lessons when you're standing at the edge again. I started with a handful of loyal soldiers, a borrowed car and a name nobody knew. We moved through the city like ghosts in the darkness, doing what desperate men had to do. One deal became 10, 10 became 100. Money started coming like rain in the storm. And every time somebody tried to stop us, another man disappeared before dawn. I didn't wake up wanting to be a monster, I just wanted a place where I couldn't be hurt. But somewhere between survival and power, I forgot what a man's heart was worth. I built a throne on blood, built a kingdom out of fear. Every step I took toward the top left another ghost standing near. I built a throne on blood, with the whole world at my feet. But the higher that I climbed, the more alone I became. They called me king, they called me untouchable, but every crown has a price, and mine was unforgettable. My first real enemy wore a friendly smile, sat across from me and called me brother. He shook my hand while planning my ending and told me he'd protect me like no other. I saw the betrayal before it happened, but I let him believe that I didn't know. Sometimes revenge tastes better when you give your enemy room to grow. The night came down like a funeral curtain, black cars waiting outside in the rain. By morning his empire was finished and mine had swallowed his name. That's when I learned something dangerous. Fear travels faster than loyalty. People don't follow kings because they love them, they follow because they're afraid of what happens when they don't. I unforgettable. I had houses on the coast, cars underneath the marble, men at every door who would die if I commanded. Champagne on the table, go beneath the lights, but I couldn't remember the last time I slept through the night. Every window looked like a sniper, every stranger looked like a threat, every silence felt like a warning, every favor came with the debt. My mother stopped calling, my old friends stopped visiting, and the woman I love stopped saying my name. She told me, you have everything. Then she looked into my eyes and said, but you have nobody. I laughed like I didn't care, but that sentence followed me for years. One by one, my brothers disappeared, some from bullets, some from betrayal. Some left because they couldn't recognize the man I had become behind the veil. I kept replacing them with strangers, men who knew my money, not my soul. The empire kept getting bigger, while the man inside it became cold. Then I walked into the room where my oldest photograph was hanging. I was 17, no scars on my face, no blood on my hands, no reason to look over my shoulder. Just a kid who still believed he could become somebody without losing everybody. I stared at that photograph for a long time. Then I whispered, where did you go? Maybe the throne was never worth it. Maybe the crown was just a cage. Maybe I spent my whole life running from the boy I used to be. And maybe every man I bury was another piece of me. I built a throne on blood, built a kingdom out of fear. Every step I took toward the top left another ghost standing near. I built a throne on blood, and I called the darkness home. I had an army at my command, but I still walk these halls alone. They called me king, they called me untouchable, but nobody told me the crown could feel this miserable. Now the city knows my name, but the city doesn't know my story. They see the man sitting on the throne, they don't see what happened before the glory. They don't know about the nights when I begged the darkness for forgiveness. They don't know about the names I still hear when the room gets quiet. I want every war they gave me. I built one, and every stone was paid for. And what power took from me. I used to count what I gained. The money, the cars, the houses, the respect. But I never counted what it cost me. Tonight, I finally did. Took the smile from my mother's face, took my brother from the passenger seat, took the nights when we stayed up talking, took the feeling of walking these streets. It took the boy who believed in people, the one who trusted every word he heard. It took the softness out of my hands and replaced my heart with something harder. I remember being young and dreaming that one day I'd give my family more, a better house, a safer neighborhood, a life where we'd never be poor. I kept money could buy. But somewhere along the way, I stopped giving them myself. I thought I was building a better life. I didn't realize I was building a life I wouldn't want to live. Look at what power took from me. Look at everything it changed. I gained a kingdom overnight, but lost the people who knew my name. Look at what power took from me. Every victory left a scar. I thought I was becoming stronger, but I don't recognize who we are. I wanted more. I wanted everything. Now I've got everything, and I'd give it all away to get one thing back. Power took the woman that I loved, took the future we were supposed to have. She said she didn't recognize me anymore, and I couldn't blame her for that. I told her I was protecting her. She said I was protecting my pride. I told her I'd change someday. She told me she'd heard that lie 1,000 times. She packed her bags before sunrise, left her key beside the door. I watched her walk away from me and never heard her footsteps anymore. I could have stopped her. I had the money, I had the men, I had the power to bring her back, but I knew you can't force someone to love the man you've become. Look at what power took from me. Look at everything it changed. I gained a kingdom overnight, but lost the people who knew my name. Look at what power took from me. Every victory left a scar. I thought I was becoming stronger, but I don't recognize who we are. I wanted more. I wanted everything. Now I got everything, and I'd give it all away to get one thing back. Power took the nights I used to sleep, took the peace from my mind. Every knock became a warning, every silence made me look behind. I started carrying fear like a weapon, started sleeping with one eye open. I stopped believing in forever, because forever sounded like another broken promise. My friends became employees, my brothers became soldiers, my enemies became numbers, and somewhere between them all, I forgot how to be human. Power took the sound of my father's voice, though I still hear it sometimes. He told me, son, don't become the kind of man who needs everyone to be afraid. I didn't listen. I thought fear was respect. I thought money was freedom. I thought being feared meant nobody could hurt me again. But now I'm sitting in a mansion with silence in every room, and I finally understand what he meant. A man who needs everyone to fear him has already lost the people who would have loved him. If I could go back, I wouldn't take the money, I wouldn't take the crown, I wouldn't take the empire. I'd take the old house, the cheap car, the late night conversations, the people who knew me before the world did. I'd take the life I thought wasn't enough, because it was enough. I just didn't know it. Look at what power took from me. Every piece I gave away. I spent my whole life chasing tomorrow and lost everything I had today. Look at what power took from me. Now the crown feels like a chain. I conquered every enemy around me, but I could
worth having. They still call me powerful. They still call me king. They still think I've won. But tonight, I counted my losses, and the list was longer than the list of things I gained. Money can replace a house. Power can replace a name. Fear can replace respect. But nothing can replace the people you lost trying to become somebody. That's what power took from me, and that's the one debt I'll never be able to pay. Power took the smile from my mother's face, took my brother from the passenger seat, took the nights when we stayed up talking, took the feeling of walking these streets. It took the boy who believed in people, the one who trusted every word he heard. The man behind the crown. They know the name. They know the legend. They know the man who walks into a room and makes everybody silent. But they don't know me. They've never seen me. When the doors close, they've never met the man behind the crown. I learned how to smile without meaning it, how to shake a hand while hiding a knife. I learned how to speak without saying too much, how to make fear look like respect in their eyes. They call me dangerous, they call me ruthless. They say there's nothing left inside my chest. Baby, they're right, because somewhere along the way I buried the man I used to be with the rest. I remember when my hands were empty, when I had nothing but a dream and a name. I thought if I became powerful enough, nobody would ever make me feel pain. So I built walls around my heart, turned every weakness into ammunition. I became everything the world feared, just to escape the man it had forgotten. Now every room goes quiet when I enter, every eye follows when I walk away. They think I finally became somebody. They don't know what I had to throw away. I'm the man behind the crowd, the shadow nobody sees, a king surrounded by thousands, still begging for some peace. I'm the man behind the crown, the ghost beneath the gold. They fear the man I became, but they never knew the boy I sold. I have the power, I have the name, I have everything except who I was before the fame. There's a photograph inside my drawer, one I haven't looked at in years. Me standing beside the people I loved before ambition turned into fear. My brother had his arm around me, my mother was smiling beside the door. I remember thinking we'd be together forever. I didn't know forever could end so soon. Now the house is bigger than it ever was, but every hallway echoes when I walk. I can hear my footsteps in the marble, but there's nobody waiting when I knock. I own the city outside my window, but I can't buy back yesterday. I can make 100 men disappear, but I can't make one memory fade away. I'm the man behind the crown, the shadow nobody sees, a king surrounded by thousands, still begging for some peace. I'm the man behind the crown, the ghost beneath the gold. They fear the man I became. accept who I was before the fame. She used to tell me I was different before the money changed my eyes. She could see the fear beneath my anger, could hear the truth behind my lies. She never cared about the empire, never cared about the men I controlled. She only wanted the men she loved before his heart became so cold. I told her I was doing this for us. She looked at me and said, no, you're doing this because you're afraid. I didn't understand it then, I understand it now. I was afraid of being powerless, afraid of being forgotten, afraid that if I stopped fighting, the world would finally see how broken I really was. If I could take the crown off, would anybody recognize me? If I stopped giving orders, would anybody stay? If I admitted I was tired, would they call me weak? Or would they finally see that I'm still human? I've spent years building an empire, brick by brick, name by name. Every enemy became a warning, every victory fit the flame. But power has a strange way of changing you. At first you hold the power, then one day the power holds you. You stop knowing who you can trust, you stop knowing who you can love. You start counting every friendship by what it might cost you when it ends. And eventually you realize you've become the prisoner of the kingdom you built. I'm the man behind the crown, and nobody knows my pain. They see the king standing tall, but they don't see him breaking in the rain. I'm the man behind the crown, still searching for the boy I knew. I conquered everything around me, but I couldn't conquer what I went through. I held the power, I had the name, I had the world calling me great. But if you ask me what I lost, I'll tell you everything. Tomorrow they'll call me king again. They'll bow when I enter, they'll fear when I speak. But tonight, the crown stays on the table. And for one moment, I'm not the boss, I'm not the legend, I'm not the man they're afraid of. I'm just the man behind the crown.